I've tried so many beauty products this year and these ones are the best of the best. And I'm actually surprised how many products are here because I'm a little bit of a creature of habit. Yes, my job is to try new products, but as a makeup artist, I just have my favorites I always go back to. But this year, I feel like these brands have leveled up. So let's talk about it. Let's talk through some skincare, and I've just realized that all of this is pretty affordable. First, let's talk about the Roche Posay Cicaplast spray. You all know I love the balm, so when I saw this in Paris, I just had to get it. And now I saw it at my local chemist warehouse, so all of you can get it as well. Like I said, I love the original balm, so I thought this would be a good addition to my skincare routine. It's just super soothing, hydrating, and I highly recommend, if you haven't already, add something like this. Like I said, this is a really good one and what I'm reaching for, or like a milky toner or an essence before you put on your serums, and you will notice such a big difference in your dehydration or your hydration levels. It's just such a good addition to your skincare routine that can truly make a big difference. I'm going to quickly touch on Byoma because this is probably the biggest skincare launch of this year into Australia. Their products are all about the skin barrier, which I'm all about. We want to protect our skin barrier. Yes, we want to use actives that target our concerns, but also our skin's only as good as our skin barrier, and we need to make sure that what we're doing isn't compromising that. That's why I love these products, and they're all like in that $20 price range. Everything actually is under $30. Right here I have milky toner. You actually can't get this in Australia. Again, I have done some travel overseas and I needed the milky toner because people rave about it. The moisturizing gel cream, which I did take overseas because it's just like a simple lightweight moisturizer, and their lip oil. But I've tried a lot of their other products and honestly, they're just good. They just do the job, and for it to be under $30 and also not be super crazy packed with actives and doing too much, I think this is a really good, I guess, like beginner skincare brand, even for like younger people as well, but also for people like me who some days you don't want to be doing your hectic actives, or sometimes you just want something that's simple, that's going to work and isn't crazy expensive. Talking about actives and traveling, again, I did get this in Paris. I actually went to Paris with La Roche Posay, but this could not have come at a better time for me. This is their Hourglass AZ gel cream, and this is specifically made for people struggling with adult acne. I recently changed my contraceptions, really wasn't that recent, probably like 6 months ago, and lo and behold, I went through the whole changing of skin, my hormones, everything like that. And for the first time, I have been dealing with breakouts. You can't really see it right now because I've been on my A game with my skincare, but it definitely flares up. I've never experienced this many breakouts. And truthfully, it does knock your confidence. So to have a product that's specifically designed for adults for this specific purpose, it was just like a match made in heaven. So it has azelaic acid, salicylic acid, and hyaluronic acid. It's like a gel formula that's super lightweight. I will use it in daytime if I really feel like I need to. I did have a really big breakout here, but most of the time I'll just do like a thin layer and use it as like a nighttime moisturizer, or sometimes I'll layer even a moisturizer on top. I'm all about doing skincare that feels right for my skin in that moment. So if I'm feeling a breakout coming out, then I'll put some of this on. Sometimes I'll use it as a spot treatment. Sometimes I'll use it all over my face. It's personal. Skincare has to be so personal. You have to almost become like intuitive with your own skin, and what might work for me might not work for you. But I definitely think this is such an amazing product, and I'm so glad that it's finally into Australia, because I know I'm not the only one dealing with this. Like at 28, this is the first time I've really dealt with like active breakouts. So I have really been enjoying this, and it's just helping with them calming down and not being as recurring. I nearly forgot about this one because I definitely was using it more in my Euro summer era. This is the L'Oreal Paris Tinted Daily Fluid Bright Reveal. This reminds me quite a lot of the Glotion, which you all should know that I absolutely love. But I love just wearing this and maybe a little bit of concealer, a little bit of mascara, a little bit of a lip in my Europe travels, because it really does even out your skin and add a beautiful glow. And it does have SPF 50, but of course I always recommend you wearing sunscreen underneath in case you're not using enough of this product to get the relevant coverage that you need. I explained that really bad, but pretty much you need to be using quite a lot of any kind of tinted product to make sure that you are getting the right amount of SPF coverage. That's why I always recommend you using sunscreen first, because we are sun safe queens here. But this, as you can see on my hand, it's just so glowy, so beautiful, evens out the skin tone, and a really good product. Let's go into makeup because I feel like that's probably why you're here. Maybelline has released so many new products in the last month. I think they've released 30 new products, and I used to be a grippy primer hater. I hated a grippy primer. It would peel, just did not make my makeup look good. It was not for me. Then I really fell in love with the e.l.f. grippy primer. Loved that. And then when they came out with this Maybelline, I was like, well, I'm going to give it a go because I love the e.l.f. one. So let's see how this, I guess, compares, or do I like it? Do I not? I've only had it for a month. You can see I've been using it. So this is their grippy serum. So that's the key difference, I should say, that it is quite like a serum base. It has like this dropper, very thin, but it does get quite tacky. I think it's really good. I honestly don't think I have a favorite between this and the e.l.f. I just like interchange it, but it's really exciting, well, for me, when obviously there's a trend, like the grippy primer thing is such a trend, but a brand looks at that trend and they go, how can we make this a little bit different? How can we add our own innovation to this? And I feel like Maybelline has done a really good job of that. And it is something that I'm continuing to pick up. I actually am wearing it today and I just did a dance class. So I feel like my makeup is holding up pretty well. Foundation wise, we have definitely two different spectrums here in price and also what they do in the finish. So I'll chat through both of them. Again, another Maybelline product. I think this launched this year. Honestly, this year has been such a blur. There's been so many amazing blessings and it's just been a whirlwind. I honestly don't even know what day it is, but this Maybelline Superstay Lumi Matte is such a good foundation and especially such a great addition to the chemist, drugstore, whatever you want to call it. It is super lightweight. It is actually what I'm wearing because I did like a little TikTok, Instagram try on of some of these products if you want to see it on my other channels just before I was going to the dance class. And as you can see, it is well and truly on my face. It is super lightweight. It's like a satin, comfortable, natural looking matte foundation. It's not that matte foundation that's going to like draw out all the moisture and life out of your face. It still looks like, I don't want to say it looks like skin because it does have quite a bit of coverage, but it is close to skin as a medium full coverage foundation can be. It is really, really gorgeous and such, like I said, a good addition. And I'm just loving how, especially Maybelline this year, obviously L'Oreal Paris has done it, e.l.f., all these brands, they are coming through for the girlies. Like obviously there is a cost of living crisis. You know, not everyone wants to spend $80 or $100 on makeup. Obviously it's my job, it's my passion. I've always worked in high-end makeup, like how I've worked at Mecca for 5 years. It is something I personally would invest in, but you know, that's not for everyone. And I totally understand. That's why I like recommending high, low, medium. And also I just love finding things like this that are a little bit more on the affordable side, especially on sale, that are really good. Like I said, I do like high-end things and Hourglass is one of them. So this foundation is actually a remake of a foundation that I used to sell back in my Mecca days. This is the Illusion foundation and I am definitely picking this up quite a lot lately. Again, bit different to that. It is a thicker formula, not as lightweight, I guess you could say, and really decent coverage for a glowy foundation, if you can see that. Honestly, I was scared because Hourglass isn't really known for the complexion products, as in foundation. Obviously, they've had their viral concealer, which I use, but back in my day, Hourglass wasn't really the brand I personally would go to for the foundation. Foundation sticks, okay, but it just wasn't their standout product. I feel like every brand has their standout product. And to me, Hourglass and their foundations weren't really it, but I did enjoy their Illusion foundation. So when I heard that they were bringing it back, changing it up, I was like, oh, sometimes reformulations, you know how I feel about a reformulation. They don't really go to plan, but this, I've been really enjoying. So if you like a glowy foundation, I think this would look so, so nice on mature skin. This is what I would recommend it for back in my Mecca days. Mature skin that need a little bit of hydration, a little bit of glow, but still want coverage. This is your girl. I just love talking makeup to you guys. And I'm just going to swatch it against the Maybelline, obviously slightly different color. Hopefully you can see that. I know I did swatch the glowy product before, but it's definitely like drying down a little bit more and definitely more matte. I don't have any bronzers that technically released this year. Like I said, if some of these released last year, my bad. I have no concept of time. But the product that I am picking up a lot is the Tanielle Jai. These are the Bronzour. This is in the shade Latte. This is what I was wearing underneath. I always do powder after, but as you can see, it's actually like a very thin formula cream bronzer. Whoopsie, I put way too much. And it's not like overly warm. Oh, great. Some dust. That's my fault. She describes it as a medium olive, and you can definitely tell that a makeup artist has created these shades because there's so many different undertones to suit different complexions and everything like that. So although it didn't launch technically this year, this has definitely been the standout cream bronzer or even just powder bronzer. bronzer category altogether that stood out to me. Hopefully that makes sense. Blush, on the other hand, there was no shortage of the blushes that I fell in love with this half of the year. Let's start off with my most recent love. If you haven't seen, Morphe has done a rebrand, I guess you could say. I'm pretty sure they probably sold their company. I don't even know what's going on with them, and who even cares? If they keep on producing makeup like this, I don't care. I just want you to keep on bringing out the goodies for a good affordable price. This is the Cheek Thrills in Cabana Club, and you get 2 different creams and a powder, and they are just so creamy and actually very balmy. I know that looks so intimidating, but I have used it a few times in a few different tutorials, but I'll give you a little example. Don't get me wrong, there is still color there, but once you blend it out, it does look really natural, and even on my fair skin, it just gives the most beautiful life to your skin. And I love that there is a shimmery version and a powder, so you can do these first, and then when you're setting, you can use this, because it can be a little bit annoying, even as a makeup artist and someone who has a background in it, being like, oh, I'm using this cream blush, what powder blush should I use on top of it? Do I want to change the color, or do I want to keep the same? Whereas this kind of takes that guesswork out of it. Another product that's a little bit more new to the roster, but I know I instantly love, is the Charlotte Tilbury Unreal blushes. These are based around her Unreal foundation, which is like flawless filter foundation. Very, very glowy stick, but of course this is a blush version. This is a peach one, and as you can see, it is so buttery. If I had a piece of toast and I did this on it, it would honestly act the same as butter. It is so, so creamy, but again, it does blend out. It still keeps quite a bit of its pigment, but really, really pretty, and it comes in some amazing shades. But of course, I'm mostly a peachy gal, so I've been really enjoying this. Probably the blush that I've been using the most is the Rare Beauty Matte Bouncy Blush. This is not really just a cream or just a powder, and I know that might be confusing at first, but pretty much just use it however you like. I personally use it at both. Today I use it as a cream, then I put powder on top. Other days I can put it over powder and it does not disrupt it. It is a really unique putty formula. This is in the shade Hope, and they are quite pigmented, but they are very blurring, if you can see that. All the dust and stuff from my jumper, I'm so sorry, but you can see it just blurs the skin. It is honestly such a easy product to use, and something that I would recommend beginners. As we know, I absolutely love her liquid blushes, but I think if you are a beginner, something like this might be better for you because it's just effortless. You don't have to think twice about it. And I clearly have favorites because I feel like this color is very similar. That's what I've got on my cheeks right now. And like I said, I was at a dance class, so I'm just gonna add a little bit more. These are so pigmented. It's by House Labs, and if you didn't know, if you're American, you're like, that didn't launch this year. It took this long for House Labs to come to Australia. So yes, we are late to the party, but technically I am correct that it only launched this year. And now I have Blush Blindness, but this is French Rosette, and this is such a buttery powder blush. Honestly, I think it's my favorite powder blush formula ever. I think I need to pick up some more colors. It just blends really well. It just looks so good, and I absolutely love this color. I recently just got my passport photos done. Let me know if you want to see the tutorial, because if I do say so myself, it turned out pretty nice. And again, Blush Blindness, but it just looked so flawless, and such a beautiful color on my skin tone, and I think it would be a beautiful color on a lot of different skin tones as well. And like I said, I'm just obsessed with it, and I love the packaging. Lady Gaga. I don't want to say it was worth the wait because I'm sick of waiting in Australia, but this is definitely sort of nearly worth the wait. Another cheek product, and 2016 has been raining us back. I did not use highlighter for a very long time. I'm not actually wearing any at the moment because I didn't want my hair to stick into it at the dance class. This is the L'Oreal Paris Lumi Matte, and I will do a little swatchy. It is like a balmy highlight. If you are someone that likes a super powdery blinding highlighter, this is actually not for you. This is for someone that just wants a little bit of dimension into their skin. Yes, it's still very glowy and will catch the light, hopefully we can see, but it's not what a powder highlight does. It is just creating life into the skin. Again, great for dry skin or someone with more of a mature skin type that just needs a little bit more life. And personally, this really reminds me of one of my favorite highlighters years ago, back in my Mecca days. So RMS like Luminizer Pots. This reminds me so much of it, and that's probably why I love it so much. Like I said, I love Hourglass, and my favorite product ever that I will never replace, because although I have recommended products similar, I've never found a product that's identical. And again, this is not identical, but we are getting closer. This is the new Morphe Cloud Light Soft Glow Veil. And this one is in the shade Dawn. This is actually what I've used all over my face. This is a finishing powder, not a setting powder. And if you don't know the difference, setting powder is all about controlling oils and making sure your makeup is set and it lasts. Finishing powders change the finish of your makeup. Why I like doing this after my setting powders is because I personally, as you can tell, like a little bit of glow to my skin. I don't want my skin to look matte and flat. This does that for me, and I really appreciate it. It's like 20 something dollars. Again, I got it from Mecca. It is really good, and it probably is one of the best finishing powders I've found in that affordable price bracket, and also one that you can get because it is at Mecca now. Morphe is exclusive at Mecca, so you can only get it at Mecca now, whereas the other product I was recommending, the Kiko, you would have to go to Europe. So yay for more brands releasing finishing powders, and also at an accessible price point. I feel like I may as well just talk about the next Morphe product, but don't worry, I've got other ones to show as well. Again, 2016 is back. We are in our eyeshadow palette era, and it is inspiring me, to say the least. This is their new palette. They actually released lots and lots of different palettes. They probably did 4 big ones like this and then 6 smaller ones. I showed them on my TikTok and Instagram, but this one's Flickering Sands because I am a neutral basic bitch. As you can see, it just has all the neutral tones that you need. I'm not wearing this one today. I'm wearing one of the other ones I recommended, but I have been using this quite a lot. Honestly, it is quite similar to the old Morphe formula, and I don't mean that in a diss. It is actually a good thing. It probably is slightly a level up, but I never really understood when people were such Morphe haters. Even as a makeup artist, they are so good, and it's such an accessible price point. I think these retail for around $36, which is amazing, especially in this economy. You are getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think 5 shimmers, the rest are matte. This palette is a complete palette, and that's what I really enjoy. You could take this traveling and you would have everything you need, or if you just need one palette, this could be your one palette. And I'm just sick of having a million different palettes that I can't create cohesive looks from. So Morphe, you answered my dreams. The palette I do have on, which I think people aren't giving enough hype to, is this Charlotte Tilbury, and the shimmer, as you can see, hopefully it's picking up on the light, is next level. These shimmers are beyond. They are a level above Morphe. I'm not going to lie to you, they are, but obviously you're paying for that. It is going to be more expensive. What I do like about this is it is quite a nice compact little travel size, and I don't mind the clear plastic. At first I was like, does it look a little bit cheap, because that's what everyone else was saying, but to be honest, then I can see what colors are in there. You're not like opening palettes, you're not trying to be like, oh, I want to match my dress, or I want to do this kind of look, what colors are in these palettes. You just open it like this. I will give you a little, like, oh, it's just butter. I don't even need to look. Done. It is, yeah, they are glittery goodness, like, and so iridescent as well. Not super, like, it has enough pigment underneath, but not super foily. It's like an in-between a foil and an iridescent glitter, which I think is the perfect combo. Mattes blend out like a dream. There's actually so many different color stories. I'll show you quickly. So we have a purple, we have a blue, we have more cool tone. I know so many people are looking for cool tone makeup lately. We have a green. I want to play with this one more because it's stunning. And a pink. Obviously, I'm a neutral girl, so this is the one I've been picking up the most. This is in Sensual Sunset. I just don't know why people aren't talking about them. And apparently they're limited edition, and I think that is a bad idea. I think these palettes need to stay. I will give an honorable mention to this Natasha Denona palette. I don't think this is for everyone, but personally I got my colors done in Korea, and they said I need to use like peachy, like light tones and stuff. And this is the ultimate peachy palette. Again, like I said, Natasha Denona Bloom palette. I actually took this traveling, and it was just so fun to use. At some moments I did feel like it was a little bit warm for me, but I just wanted to put it out there because it does have beautiful peachy tones that sometimes not hard to find, because you know everything is warm tone, cool tones, much harder to find, but it is a full cohesive peachy palette. So if you are someone that likes peachy tones, I do recommend this. The shimmers are good, the mattes are good. It's quite like a sturdy palette. Obviously makes it a little bit heavier for travel, but again, it wasn't going to break. Gosh, I'm talking a lot about Maybelline products. Colossal Bubble, again, a newer product by them. That is what I'm wearing. If you like a dramatic lash and you love Maybelline mascaras, who doesn't love Maybelline mascaras? They are some of the best and some of the most affordable. You will really like this. Like I said, I did a dance class. I don't think it's smudging or anything anywhere. I don't really have that trouble anyway, but it's not all over my face. This is the brush, if you can see that. It really gets into the lashes, easy to create volume and quite a bit of length as well, because that falsies effect. I don't know how Maybelline released so many mascaras and all of them are good and also slightly different, but every year they do it. Again, going to quickly talk about some more Maybelline products because you're probably over the Maybelline train. Again, Maybelline, you know how much I love the Super Lock Clear Brow Gel, but they actually released a tinted version. That's what I've got on. So if you are someone that also likes this, that really does like set your eyebrows, really, really good option at the drugstore / chemist, but you do need a little bit of tint, then I highly recommend you get your hands on this. They also have the Super Fluff one, which I brought to Europe, which I really enjoyed, but that has more fibers in it. So I feel like I personally would use these ones when I am actually filling in my brows with a pencil and then doing this after, but I would probably use that one if I had nothing in my brows because it just fills them in a little bit more. Lips wise, I've been loving my Summer Fridays lip balm. I actually really enjoyed the birthday cake flavor because that finally came to Australia. It's pink with like a little bit of shimmer and glitter. Again, brought that overseas. I have no clue where it is. I probably left it somewhere, which is so sad because as we know, they are very expensive and I did buy it from Mecca, but they are so glossy. They are so nice. You could put it on top of a lip liner and it feels like your lips are giving what they need to give, but also you can use it in day or nighttime. Every single person, we always say this to me, my friends, we're like, oh, it sucks that it's good. It sucks that it's good because it is so expensive for what I guess it is, like a lip balm. You don't think $40 on lip balm, ouch, but they are really good. And that's all I had to say about that. But my other favorite has been Charlotte Tilbury Fair lip liner. I love Charlotte Tilbury lip liners. Like I said before, with brands doing certain category really well, like Hourglass, maybe not doing foundations really well, but they do powders really well. I feel like Charlotte Tilbury's thing is definitely lips, and they have been introducing a lot of products for fair skin, which I really appreciate and really like. And also great because so many people were saying that their products lean a little bit orange on them. But this is a Charlotte Tilbury double-ended lip cheat lip liner in Fair. That's what I've got on my lips. It is the most beautiful pink shade. We can see this side is, I did not sharpen this because I've been using it, is a very light baby pink. And then we have the other side you can use to really define your lips. It actually isn't that dark, but it's just enough. They have really nailed it. And then we also have been loving the Makeup by Mario. This is a Super Shine lip gloss in Rose Water. I actually think I have another product on my lips, so you can see this is glossy. It is quite sheer, not sticky, just a really simple but good lip gloss. I was very blessed that I saw Charlotte Tilbury in a masterclass in Melbourne and actually went and met Makeup by Mario in London, which is insane. And I love so many of his products, but this is the one that was new to me, that stuck out to me. And I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for a lip product. On the topic of lips, Charlotte Tilbury has released a lip oil very recently, but I was very lucky that I met her and she actually gave them to me a little bit earlier. So I have been playing with them. These are her Unreal lip oils and they're halfway between a lip gloss and a lip oil. And I'm just going to put a little bit on so you can kind of see. Obviously, I know I do have other lip products on. This one is in Fig, and you probably can see how glossy and shiny it is. Kind of similar to the Makeup by Mario. They're not sticky. They're very comfortable on the lips, give great shine. Yes, I just showed you 3 similar lip products, but I am a lip product junkie, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. I like them. They are slightly different. Obviously, personal preference for you guys, but I'm okay having all 3 and I've been using them all a lot this year. Last thing to talk about is hair care. I have these products and some others. As mentioned, I spent a lot of time on the other side of the world, and the issue with that is my hair is colored and they have a lot of metal and hard water that does not agree usually with Australians' hair, because in Melbourne we have soft water. So hard water can actually cause lack of color, breakage, and just not a good time for your hair. So if you are traveling, please consider that. Some people even go as far as bringing a travel, water filter, which I don't know how that works because every hotel I stayed in had a different shower head, but you got to do what you got to do sometimes. But that's why I did use this L'Oreal Professional. Again, I saw this at the Chemist Warehouse near my house, which I was really surprised about. I thought it was only an Adore Beauty thing. This is a metal detox, and I think it did a pretty good job. Honestly, my hair has grown a lot. I did think I had a little bit of breakage at the front of my hair, but it could be, a lot of hairdressers did tell me it was baby hair, but for the most part, my hair survived. It didn't fully break off, which it can happen. I saw my friend's hair did break off. She showed me photos. So I am going to say that this did work, and I highly recommend you check it out if you are going to that side of the world. When I got back, I have been trialing this Wella Ultimate Smooth Shampoo. I'm someone that I love a deep clean. I need my scalp to feel clean. My scalp can get quite oily. It can even feel oily after a shower. And this really gives me a deep clean, but it doesn't dry out my hair. So you can see I have been going through it, and I do really recommend if you struggle with the same thing. And then to finish everything off, and it looks a little bit crusty, but you can tell I've been using it. And actually, technically, some of it did spill out in my bag, which is crazy because it is so expensive. This, again, is one of those products that me and my friends are like, damn, it's really good, but it's $80 for a dry shampoo. I actually bought it in London. This is a K18 Air Wash Dry Shampoo. If you have not seen this, it has gone super viral online, and it does work, sadly. So pretty much, as you can see, it's kind of like a powder formula, but it's a spray. I can even spray some in right now. I always use my thumb to spray, which some people find very, very weird. You kind of just want to part your hair, give it, honestly, oh, that was probably too much, 1 or 2 sprays in, like, they honestly recommend not using many sprays at all. Let it sit, and then you put it in. My hair's not greasy really at the moment, so it's not going to do much, but it will actually help extend your hair as well. Like if you are someone that feels like you need a shampoo every second day, you could spray this in your first day and it will just help soak up the oils. I will say, I don't know if it's going to happen now. I feel like I felt it on my face. As we can see, it dries white. And if you are not careful with the spray and you spray it on your face, after you've done your makeup, you will have white dots. I've learnt this the hard way. There's white dots on my chair that I'm sitting on right now because I don't know, I'm really bad at aiming or something, and that is the only downside. But other than that, it kind of goes to this like powder, it soaks up the oils, it really does make your hair look a lot fresher and extend your hair. Of course, it's going to feel like something's in your hair, a little bit drier, but to me that doesn't really bother me when I don't feel like I need to wash my hair, because some days I can't be bothered. I want to wash my hair max twice a week, but I work out, I do things. So this has been a game changer. And because you only need to use a small amount, and like I said, I did accidentally, well, I didn't purposely, it leaked a little bit in my bag. I still feel like I have a lot, so it will last a long time. Whereas other dry shampoos, I can't be the only one that you like use it twice, and because you're using so much, you're like, oh, it's done. Whereas this, because I guess it's not an aerosol, I'm assuming, it lasts a lot longer. And that was me just justifying an $80 dry shampoo for the last 5 minutes. But trust me, so many people say this is amazing, not just me. And it does really work. If you are in the market for a dry shampoo that actually works, I think this is the one. And I honestly think every gym, even though it's $80, should be having this in their bathrooms. I just feel like I just talked your ear off for a whole hour about all these amazing products. But like I said, in 2026, these brands have been, it's not 2026, in 2025, hopefully in 2026, they'll be leveling up. But 2025, they have been leveling up, and it's only halfway through the year. I say only, it has gone so fast. It's absolutely insane. But hopefully you enjoyed all those favorites. Like I said, those are the products that I believe to have launched this year that I absolutely love. Of course, there's other products I swear by, but they were launches from ages ago, or they're consistent favorites. You can check those out on my other channels. But if you aren't subscribed on this channel, then please do that. This is my first YouTube video back from a little hiatus. Obviously, TikTok and Instagram usually is my main focus, but to be honest, I'm feeling the YouTube vibes. I'm keen for this. This is what I'm really passionate about. So it would mean the world to me if you subscribe, comment what products you're loving. Let's get the conversation going, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one.